Hope is powerful. It gives us the courage to imagine a better future. And for many people, manifestation begins exactly there, with hope. The belief that our thoughts, our emotions, and our intentions can shape the direction of our lives. For a while, this idea can feel incredibly empowering. You start visualizing your goals. You repeat affirmations. You begin to believe that the life you want is already on its way. And sometimes small things even begin to change. You notice opportunities more easily. You feel more confident. You take actions you might not have taken before. But then something strange happens. After a while, the excitement begins to fade. The affirmations feel repetitive. The visualizations feel forced. And the results you once expected with certainty begin to feel distant. Slowly, a quiet question appears in the back of the mind. Why does manifestation sometimes stop working? Many people assume the answer must be personal. They believe they are doing something wrong. Maybe they didn't believe strongly enough. Maybe their mindset wasn't positive enough. Maybe their energy was somehow blocking the result. But the truth is often much more complicated. Because manifestation does not exist in isolation. It exists inside the reality of human psychology, behavior, and the unpredictable nature of life. And when we begin to understand these deeper forces, the mystery of why manifestation stops working becomes much clearer. To understand this, we must first examine something subtle but important: the difference between inspiration and pressure. When people first discover manifestation, it usually feels exciting. It feels like a new possibility has opened. But over time, that excitement can quietly transform into expectation, and expectation can slowly turn into pressure. Instead of feeling hopeful, people begin feeling responsible for every outcome, every delay, every setback, every disappointment. And this is where manifestation can begin to lose its power. Because pressure changes the way the mind works. When we feel pressure, our focus shifts. Instead of imagining possibilities, we begin monitoring results. We check constantly to see whether things are working. We look for signs. We search for proof that our manifestation is on its way. And when we don't see that proof, anxiety begins to grow. This creates an interesting psychological effect. The more someone wants a result, the more attention they give to the fact that they do not yet have it. And this constant awareness of absence can slowly replace the feeling of belief that manifestation originally depended on. In other words, the mind becomes trapped in a loop. You want something. You look for it. You notice it isn't there yet. And that absence becomes the dominant thought. Over time, this cycle can make manifestation feel exhausting, because instead of feeling aligned with your goals, you feel like you are chasing them. This is why many people eventually experience what could be called manifestation fatigue. The rituals continue, the affirmations continue, but the emotional connection fades. The process begins to feel mechanical rather than meaningful. And when something becomes mechanical, the mind naturally loses interest. Another reason manifestation may seem to stop working is something far simpler. Life is complex. Opportunities take time. Relationships take time. Careers take time. Financial progress takes time. But modern manifestation culture often promises immediate results. Instant abundance, instant love, instant success. When reality moves slower than expectation, people begin to feel discouraged, not because progress isn't happening, but because it isn't happening at the speed they imagined. This gap between expectation and reality can quietly destroy motivation. There is another factor that is rarely discussed in the manifestation world, and that is action. Many early teachings about manifestation emphasized visualization and belief. But belief alone was never meant to replace effort. Belief was meant to guide it. The purpose of believing in a better future is not simply to imagine it. It is to become the kind of person who moves toward it, someone who notices opportunities, someone who takes risks, someone who learns new skills, someone who adapts when plans change. When manifestation becomes disconnected from action, it slowly loses its effectiveness, because reality is shaped by a combination of mindset and behavior. Visualization may change how you think, but action changes what actually happens. This is why some people appear to manifest success easily, not because the universe favors them, but because their belief encourages consistent action. They pursue opportunities, they make decisions, they adjust their path when necessary. Meanwhile, someone waiting passively for results may feel stuck, and the longer they wait, the more powerless they begin to feel. Eventually, manifestation becomes associated not with hope, but with disappointment. But this outcome is not inevitable, because manifestation was never meant to be a passive process. It was meant to be a partnership between belief and movement. Perhaps the deeper truth is this: manifestation does not stop working, but our relationship with it sometimes changes. At the beginning, manifestation often feels magical, because it introduces a powerful idea that our thoughts influence the direction of our lives. But over time, a more mature understanding begins to emerge. Our thoughts matter, but so do our actions, our habits, our resilience, our ability to adapt when life becomes unpredictable. Manifestation works best not as a promise of effortless success, but as a reminder that the mind plays an important role in shaping our path. When belief encourages growth, curiosity, and courage, it becomes incredibly powerful. But when belief becomes rigid expectation, it can create pressure and disappointment. The goal is not to control every outcome. The goal is to move forward with intention, to imagine a future that inspires you, while still remaining open to the complexity of life. Because sometimes the most powerful form of manifestation is not forcing reality to match your vision. It is allowing your vision to guide the choices you make every day, and through those choices, slowly shaping a life that once existed only in your imagination.